Hello, my name is Jace Patton, also known as Blicky Ballhog on numerous platforms. But yesterday I did a video on, it's called The Realization of One's Upcoming. I really recommend it to those who haven't seen it. But today I was talking to my closest friend, his name's Justice, but we kind of came into the realization that who you surround yourself with really does influence you. And I did not believe that my entire life. I always tried to deny it because I wanted to have certain friends, or I wanted to be friends with, people who my parents didn't like, or people that my other friends didn't like because of the things that they did. But so first I want to talk about me growing up and who I surrounded myself with and how it affected me versus now. But growing up, I was always involved in the skate community, and I was always at skate parks, or I was always out on the streets with my friends, just on my bikes or walking around, right? And I grew up in a Christian family. Obviously, I said this in my last video. My parents are pastors, and I denied Christianity my entire life, just because I didn't think it was a real thing. But I'm Christian now, became Christian about, I'd say 2 weeks ago. Due to my testimony, I talked about it in my last video. I really recommend it. And all I want to say is that if God can fix my life, he can fix yours, because my story is crazy. I obviously didn't talk about my full testimony in the last video just because of certain things I don't want to bring up, which is completely fine, but my testimony is still crazy. But I want to start off by saying I grew up in the skate community, and I was always at skate parks, and my friends were always involved in bad things, and which got me to doing bad things known as drugs, whether it was weed or whether it was a powder or a pill or a liquid, right? I did numerous different things, and I guess I didn't really realize that I was being influenced negatively by the people I surrounded myself with until now. So I'm going to give you guys a little story. So when I was 13, I went to the skate park, and I had already smoked weed at this time in my life. First time smoking weed, I was very, very, very young, and I obviously regret it now, but at the time I thought it was cool. And I thought I was like one of the coolest kids ever, honestly. I truly thought that, which I was an awesome kid, but the things I did obviously were stupid. But so when I was 13, I went to the skate park, and I was offered this joint, and obviously I'm going to take it because an older kid, probably 17 or 18 at the time, I thought he was really cool because he smoked weed and he skateboarded. Who wouldn't at the time, right? I thought that was pretty cool. Because in every TV show, people who smoked were portrayed as cool, or I thought Snoop Dogg was the coolest person ever. So I assumed that smoking weed is cool. Which it's not. It'll actually just dig you into a deep, deep, dark path, which I just got myself out of. And I'm grateful that I did, because if I didn't, I would either be dead or some sort of hospital, So growing up, I would always kind of dabble in drugs, and I would just be friends with criminals. And that kind of led me down the wrong path, where I probably would have ended up in jail, dead, or in a hospital. And I guess, obviously, I thought it was cool, right? So I would do it, and I would tell people about it. I'd be like, yeah, I really recommend this. I really recommend that. Like, trying to get people on drugs without kind of realizing that I was influencing them, because obviously at that time, I didn't think I was like an influencer. I didn't think people looked up to me, but kids did. And this kid, I consider my little brother. I'm not going to speak on his name because I'm not going to out his name like that. He's on his own path, and I'm praying for him every day. But this kid, I considered my little brother. I got him smoking weed because I was smoking weed, and he wanted to try it because I tried it. So I influenced him very heavily in that. And to this day, he still smokes weed. And he doesn't live in the city anymore. But every day I think about him. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. I pray for him every day. And it just breaks my heart to see that, because I did that, right? I got him on it. I influenced him in that way, and now I don't even know if he's alive anymore, which I hope he is. I don't know how he's doing, but I pray for him, right? So what I want to say now is a metaphor. The metaphor I like to use is, if you put a puppy, a very young puppy, in a wolf pack, it'll grow up and adapt to that situation and environment, and it'll start to act like a wolf. It'll hunt like a wolf. It'll learn the wolf signals, learn the wolf's calls. It'll probably learn to howl, and it will learn to kill other animals like the wolves do. But if you put that puppy with its mother and its siblings in the little breed that they have, it'll grow to be like those puppies, and it'll grow in a home with people, or in the woods, right? As old dogs would do, or like dogs nowadays, we obviously domesticated them, so it would most likely be in a home with a loving family, hopefully. But pretty much what that means is you need to surround yourself with the right people if you want to become a better person. Like, if you surround yourself with people who are criminals, who do drugs, who hate God, who all do all these things, you're going to start to adapt to that like situation and to that environment, because adaptation is a very real thing. And I never believed that. I always believed that was just an animal thing, until really this week, and today kind of enforced it when my friend he texted me. He's like, hey, like, this is just a Bible verse that I read, and it's like making me think. And I was like, wow, like that is very true. Like, all these things that are said are true. But I guess when he told me that, I was like, I need to make a video on this, because I think other people who don't, I guess, realize this yet should realize it. Because coming from me, if you know me personally, you know that I was not a good person a couple months ago. I was evil. I did very bad things. I was very involved in the drug scene. And I would do drugs like it's free day, like there was no tomorrow, you know? And I came to this camp. It's called Moose Lake Pentecostal Camp. And I used to come here when I was younger, but obviously I didn't really adapt or apply myself like I do now, because I was just surrounded with my friends who did the same things I was doing. So I would just keep doing those things, and I would just kind of be here for the fun of it. But when I came here this year, I was surrounded by God-loving people and my coworkers, who I actually hold very close to my heart now, because they're the only reason that I believe in God now, and they're the only reason I'm here today. And I thank God for them every day. And I pray for them every day. Because I just hold them so dearly in my heart now, because like they're like a family to me now. Like they're helping me grow into a better man, and I'm very grateful for that. But when I go back to the city, I realize that I'm gonna have to apply myself 10 times harder than I'm applying myself here, because here I'm surrounded by Christians, so it makes it so easy to feel close to God, or to feel so in the presence of God and pray to him. It just feels so easy because I'm surrounded by people who are Christians and who love God so dearly. And in the city, it is not like that. It is very, I'm going to be back with my old friends who are very involved in drugs, who some of them are criminals, and I'm going to have to apply myself so much harder than I'm applying myself here. And I just realized that that's going to be hard, but I'm willing to go through it, because I feel so much better than I did 3 months ago. I feel so much closer to God. I finally believe in God, and I love God, and he loves me, and I know that. And I didn't know that months ago, right? But a Bible verse that talks about this situation and choosing the right friends is it's 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33, and it says, "Do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits." And that is the most true verse I've ever read, actually, because if you are a loving person and you are a very caring person, but you go into a friend group who people are involved in very drugs, and they're very hateful, and all they do is gossip and hate on other people, you're going to start to lose your old traits and gain theirs, because you're adapting to them. And the more you hang around with those people, the more you're going to adapt, and the more you're going to become like them. And my best friend, he me and him have always influenced each other, and we kind of never realized it until now. But the only reason like I'm the way I am today is because of the man he is today. I go off of him and he goes off of me. Like, we learn so much from each other, and I just find that as a very healthy friendship, and I'm grateful to have a friendship like that. And to those who don't, you just need to surround yourself with the right people. Honestly, like, coming from me, you need to surround yourself with the right people, because if you don't, you could end down the wrong path, and you could become very hurt. You could become very. The world is a very evil place, and I know because I was an evil person, right? And obviously I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I am, but I'm saying I am a better person than I was 2 weeks ago. By far. I have grown so much in the past 2 weeks than I have in my entire life, mentally. Not physically, still 5'7", obviously, but I just think, yeah, you just need to surround yourself with the right people, and you need to apply yourself to who you want to become in the future. I want you right now to close your eyes and envision where you want to be in 10 years, okay? And once you have that vision in your head, you can pause the video, doesn't matter. I want you to figure out the steps you need to take in order to do that. Because if you envision yourself where you want to be in 10 years, but you don't change anything about what you're doing, if you're doing wrong things, you're not going to get there. And honestly, I know that's hard to hear, but you're not going to get there if you don't change your ways. Because I envision like, if you asked me at 16 years old where I saw myself in 10 years from then, I wouldn't have an answer. And realistically, it would have been dead, in jail, or in a mental hospital or something like that, because I was not mentally okay at that age. I haven't been mentally okay in years, and I'm just now feeling okay, and I'm just now getting off of withdrawals. It's been 26 days since the last day I did drugs, and I'm starting to have dreams again. And I know that doesn't sound that crazy, but to me, that is crazy. I haven't had a dream, a real vivid dream that I could remember since I was probably 12 years old. And that's crazy. And the dreams, obviously, they're crazy dreams. Like, nothing important is showing through them, but I can remember them, which is crazy. And I just got off of, I stopped having withdrawals, I'd say a couple days ago. And that was the biggest test of my life, was withdrawals. Really, I had to learn how to fight them and like trust in God, because I knew that he would help me. Right. And coming from me, that's crazy, because if you know me personally, you know that I have hated God my entire life. And the things I said about God a month ago is drastically different than the things I say about him today. And I pray for my friends every single day, and I've been praying for years, but I never believed in God. I would always just pray and be like, hey, give me a sign. And then if I didn't get a sign, I'd be like, all right, he's not real. Simple as that. That's how simple I thought it was. But in my last video, I talked about me praying and getting a sign, and I got a sign, and it just left me more confused, right? So but it gave me the curiosity, right? It gave me the curiosity of God. And if I didn't get curious about God, I wouldn't be where I am now. And it's because I'm surrounded with the right people. But I mostly believe I'm kind of preaching to myself here, but to those who need to hear this, like, I hope you start applying yourself, and I hope you start like trying to change your ways if you're doing bad things. Like, I really hope you do, because if you don't, like, you could end up somewhere where you really don't want to end up. And I have friends who are in prison. I have multiple friends who have died. But I could have ended up like them so easily if I didn't change my ways, and if I didn't come here. And I'm so grateful I came here, because there's definitely a purpose and a reason why I'm here. And I think that's to help my spiritual health, or like my spiritual path with God, or like, and my mental health, obviously, because I can't lie, if I worked at the job I was at right before I came here all summer, I probably would have been dead. I was on the route to suicide, and it was going very downhill very fast. And yeah, it was either suicide, or I was going to enlist in the military in hopes of death. I know to some of you who know me, that's going to be hard to hear, or stuff like that, but it's true. Like, some of you know I wanted to enlist. Never told you guys the real reason, and most of you know that I wasn't doing drugs, because obviously I was very embarrassed. But it's true, the real reason I wanted to enlist was in hopes of death. I came to this camp and I completely did a full 180 in my life, and now I'm happy and I'm grateful for the days that I have, and I'm more at peace in my heart about certain things. And if I take a loss, I don't take it as, oh, like this sucks, like this is the end of me, like where am I going to go after this? No, I take it as motivation, and I take it as a next step into who I want to become. And I hope you can do that too. But I'm mostly preaching to myself here, and that's kind of what these videos are. But to those who need to hear this, I really hope that you can apply this to your life and that you can apply this to yourself. Because if I didn't apply this to myself, I would have been on a very different path. And that's all I really want to say. But just surround yourself with the right people and know when you're going down the wrong path, because if you don't realize you're going down the wrong path, you'll end up in the wrong spot. And that's the worst thing that you could do for yourself, is end up in the wrong spot. So envision yourself 10 years from now and start taking those steps now, because life is not long. It isn't. It might feel long because you're young, but every old person, anytime they are asked advice on to give kids our age, is, man, life is short. It's shorter than you expect it to be. So take those steps and apply yourself in the world, and apply yourself in your own life, and realize where you are. Because if you don't realize where you are, you'll never be at peace. And that's all I want to say. I have so much love for you guys who watch the videos, and if you made it to the end of this video, I love you, truly. And I hope you guys can apply this to your lives, and thank you for watching.